What's the vibe, guys? Just doing a sit back with another portrait video. This video is going to be mainly focused about why you need to take breaks from social media, whether that wants to be YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, Tumblr. It doesn't matter what the social media is, why you need to take breaks from social media. And I'll start off by saying, one, it helps you to get rid of that ego inside of you. What ego? Well, when we're on social media, we tend to be more likely to like something that already has a lot of likes. We tend to retweet things that already have a lot of retweets. And we therefore start to think the things with more likes, the things with more retweets have more credibility to them. Whereas this might not necessarily be true, but we do it anyways, and because things have more likes and retweets, we take it more of fact. And this also goes into us seeing people who post their best pictures. They'll take 1,000 selfies and they'll post the best selfie of them all. We'll see people who post their new car, we'll see people post their new stuff, and these things can ruin our ego. These things can make our ego struggle a little bit. And what people never do with social media, they never post their struggles. They never post the days of bad weather. They make sure they post the days where they're in the sun, their face is shining. They don't post the bad days. People only post what makes them look good, what makes them feel good. And what that does is, if you're not necessarily having the best day yourself and you go on social media, this can have you feeling some type of way. Now, what this means, if you take breaks from social media, what it can help do is understand that not every day is going to be a good day, and that's okay. Most people don't post every day, and that it's just because not every day people want to post, and that's okay. At the end of the day, we all need to understand that social media is something that was not made to be used on a daily basis, even though they've created things to help. Like, we can't even blame the creators of social media, by the way. Like, say, we can't demonize social media because the people, they're doing it to make money. How do you log out of Twitter? How do you log out of Instagram? There's far more things you have to go through to log out than to log in at this very moment. A lot of you don't even know how to log out because you don't log out. All you do is exit the app, so when you go back into the app, it's an instant, you instantly back in there. When was the last time you logged out of social media? When? You don't even know how to log out. I'll tell you how to log out of Twitter, because I had to literally Google how to do it. And well, you have to go into settings, and you have to go into privacy and settings. You have to go all the way down. You have to find account. Then you have to go all the way down again. You have to press log out. Then a notification is gonna come up, and it's gonna say something like, "Oh, are you sure you want to log out?" Or, "Do you want us to remember for the next time you're logging in?" And all kind of, they make it so you use social media every single day. And this can ruin a lot of your egos. This can bring a lot of you into depression. This can give a lot of you anxiety, because when you see other people, like even someone who maybe someone could have had the worst month of their life, and then the very next month they're having the best month of their life. So they're posting every day for the best month of their life, but they didn't post any of the months before. And you on social media looking at the best month of their life, you start to feel bad in yourself because you're not having the best month of your life. Where if you weren't using social media so frequently, you may have just seen a couple posts that month from that person and said, "Damn, that person's doing pretty well," and that may have even motivated you, and then you would have followed along and had the best month of your life later. But because every single day you're having a bad day, and this person is having the best day, suddenly you're feeling anxious. Suddenly you feel like you're not good enough. Suddenly you feel like you're not doing enough. And the reality of the situation is, we all have low days. It doesn't matter who you are. You could be the most positive person under the sun. There's no sun today, but you could be the most positive person under the sun, and you still will have bad days. It's completely normal. It's nothing to be worried about, and it's nothing to be anxious about. Now back to the likes and retweets. It's very similar to appeal to authority, whereas not because a lot of people may find a doctor what says, oh, meat is good for you to eat on a daily basis, even though there is science to prove otherwise, even though there are doctors what will say otherwise. You can find a doctor that says meat, you need to eat meat on a daily basis in order to be healthy. And this is an appeal to authority, whereas that same person could have had the dairy and milk industry pay them off to say this, and they're literally just doing it for a paycheck. They don't even have to believe it themselves. But you appeal, because this person is a person of authority, you're more likely to appeal to this person and take what they say as fact, where you should be doing your own research and not necessarily just be relying on what on hearsay. You need to know why is it that they say it? What's the reasoning behind what they say? You know, and social media is no different. We see Nicki Minaj post a picture and she has a big ass and big tits, and you say, damn, she's so beautiful. She's so beautiful. That's what women will start thinking to themselves. They'll look in the mirror and they think they're not good enough. They think they get body dysmorphia. They start thinking they need to do surgery on themselves. They need to get fake stuff like Nicki Minaj. They start thinking they need to eat a ridiculous amount. They start thinking they're just not good enough. And it all comes back to social media, why we can't love ourselves for who we are. It comes down a lot. It even comes down to us black people who don't like having 4C hair. We don't like growing our hair the normal way. We think it's ugly because the black people who are worshipped for their hair, they have curly hair, they have more straight hair, they have different hair texture, and then it falls on us. It becomes hard for us to love ourselves because what we see everywhere, what we see in the media is not what we see on ourselves. And this is why it's important to take breaks from social media, because we need to learn to love ourselves. I'm not trying to make this a long video, by the way, and I'm not trying to start posting daily videos in this kind of manner either, but I like walking in the park and I like talking to myself, because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm talking to myself. I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and this, if you watched my last portrait video, you would have known that I said every morning you need to set the tone. So this is me setting the tone for myself by talking to you guys. So guys, try to take breaks from social media. Try to, if it's even for a couple days, even for 3 days, nothing is running away. It's something that once you log back in, you'll be able to see everything you missed out on. Remember what I said about delayed gratification being better than instant gratification? You post a picture and you watch the likes go up and up and up, and it's one like, and once it reaches a certain standpoint, you might say, damn, you don't get enough likes like you wanted it to, maybe I should just delete it. Whereas maybe if you had just posted a picture, logged out for 3 days and came back and seen that you got 30 likes, you'd have been like, that's nice, and you see a couple comments. But for those 3 days that you weren't there, you wouldn't have been absorbing, you wouldn't have been paying attention to the likes as much anyways. So when you come back and see them all at once in the comments, you're less likely to delete the video, even if it has less likes compared to your other videos or other pictures. But yeah, I'ma try and go to the gym. It's cold outside because there's no sun, but nature warms me up. That's just Luna say. That's the vibe, signing out.